Hey YouTube, tomorrow there is an event, and while the event itself may just be whatever, it does drop an interesting new move that actually has quite good stat products. So we're going to look at the event and we're going to look at how this new move affects these new Pokemon. Not new Pokemon, but how it affects their Pokemon in the Great League. So it's a Sparring Partners Raid Day. Mega Heracross is the Mega Raid, and then Hirayama and Scraggy are in the raids. But here's where it gets interesting. A new move, Upper Hand. So starting with the event and continuing afterwards, the featured Pokemon will be able to learn the charge attack Upper Hand. Now, PvPoke's a little weird on this one because so what does it say? Featured Pokemon, I assume it's all three. In PvPoke, Heracross has Upper Hand, Hirayama has Upper Hand, but Scrafty does not have Upper Hand in its repertoire. So I don't know whether they assume that just Scraggy can learn Upper Hand. I'll update that just to see instead of Scrafty, but I assume it means Scrafty, but maybe they assumed it was just Scraggy, but we'll figure that out later. Anyways, remote raid passes, ticket, money, yada yada. Okay, so what makes this move kind of interesting? So this, when I did the analysis the other day, I think it was just on like the back end of a video, I assumed it was going to be a Crunch clone because you have Crunch as a 70 damage move, doing 70 damage, 45 energy, 30% chance of lowering the defense, and that is also similar to what we have with Liquidation. So I thought it'd be a Liquidation Crunch clone. It is not. Upper Hand actually is a 40 energy move. So the damage energy combo on this move is similar to Psyshock Sludge, but also has a 30% chance of lowering your opponent's defense. So you get the sort of lowering your opponent's defense stats, like chance that you get with the other two, but you get the damage per energy of Sludge and Psyshock. So it's a pretty nice move in terms of like the damage per energy combo. It's 1.75 here, but you put it on a fighting type Pokemon that's closer to 2, right? So actually it's over 2 because it's 20%, right? So this could be a really nice Pokemon. Now there's only 3 Pokemon that get it, maybe, and that is Heracross, Hirayama, and Scraggy or Scrafty. So unfortunately, the recommended move set on PvPoke is now Heracross with counter Upper Hand Mega Horn to the tune of a 9-38 record. So that's not going to do much for us here. Hirayama is the same thing at a 17-30 record. So even though it's recommended move set. Now again, Scrafty did not have it, so I had to put it in. But even after I put it in, it still had the regular moveset of Foul Play Thunder Punch at 22-25, Foul Play Upper Hand 21-26, and Upper Hand Thunder Punch at 20-27. So the records are better, the averages are better just with the standard moveset. So even if Scrafty can get it, it doesn't seem to move the needle too much. And let me just put in Scraggy. Yeah, so PvPoke is taking the literal assumption and giving it to Scraggy with Upper Hand, but that is to the tune of 12-35 record. I don't know. I mean, if you take the literal sense of the word, sure, but I assume it just means like Scrafty will be able to learn it, but PvPoke is taking the literal sense of the Pokemon that are in the raids. Scraggy would learn the move. So we'll have to see what that actually is. So in the end, it doesn't matter too much for these Pokemon. But again, I don't know what other Pokemon can learn it, but let's just go to the rankings in general for a second here to just look at fighting Pokemon. And there's really only a few fighting Pokemon that are actually useful, right? Pangoro, Primeape, Machoke, which not even, and I would say Annihilape. And maybe Medi, but Dynamic Punch got boosted, so I don't even know if it would be better than that. But for sure, Pangoro, Primeape, and Annihilape are 3 fighting Pokemon that I think are going to be really strong. Now, my guess is that you are not replacing close combat on either Pangoro or Primeape. They are both glass cannons. Close combat is a 45 with stab, 120 damage move. So I don't know why you would go a 40 move that only does 82 damage. You would probably just want the nukes on these Pokemon if these Pokemon even get it. The only one I thought of was Annihilape, and I'll just throw it in here just to see. So you got, we'll do Annihilape, non-shadow with this move, having close combat, and then we'll do Annihilape with this move. Again, I don't know if it gets it. This is just more of like what happens if this move is starting to be put on other fighting Pokemon that are sort of relevant already. And then Annihilate as the shadow is recommending to use Rage Fist Ice Punch. So we'll do Annihilate as a shadow with Rage Fist and this upper hand here, just to see if there's any like change in the rankings, to be like, oh, if Annihilate gets this move, it could be better. And it does actually increase, right? So you're from going from the non-shadow close combat to upper hand, gives you one more win, 19 versus 20, and a almost 20 better average. And this one, Ice Punch versus upper hand, seems like a washed, same record, slightly lower average. So, yeah, picking up, man, the shadow picks up a lot, eh? No wonder shadow's so overpowered. But yeah, so it picks up a lot there compared to the non-shadow. So it doesn't look like this move is going to move the needle a ton, but just in terms of a move itself, in terms of the stat proc and everything, it's quite great. And as you can see, I don't even know if they've updated the move. Oh yeah, they've updated the rankings with this move set here. But as you can see, Hirayama's down here at the 242, and then and then you go probably way more down to get with an 8 and something record, Heracross at 636, because counter got nerfed too hard for this Pokemon. So I just thought it was interesting, like dropping a new move with the cool stat product. Again, probably won't make a ton of relevance on these Pokemon, but I think it is a good enough move in itself that with the proper Pokemon, it could do well. What is Dynamic Punch now? Yeah, 45 for like 90, right? Yeah, 45 for 90, and then the 20% bonus gets it to 108. So is there a point from going from 45.90 to a 40.82 with same type attack bonus that has a chance to lower your opponent's defense? I don't know. I just think right now on a lot of these fighter Pokemon, there's just better like other moves. I think with the buff to Dynamic Punch, and I think with close combat just being an absolute nuke, especially on these glass cannons, I don't see the reason why you would want to run anything outside of those strong moves. So yeah, I don't think that. I think it's a good stat. Again, like I said, I think it's a good stats on this Pokemon. 40 for on this move, 40 for 70, with lower 30% chance of lowering defense is very strong. But it doesn't look like it's going to move the needle in any way yet. And I'm wondering if that's also just part of the meta, right? Like, what's the point of putting on a fighting, like, oh, new fighting move for what? All the ghosts that are around? All the fairies that are keeping some of these darks in check? Like, so that's the problem. All these poisons with Clodsire and stuff. So fighting is kind of like a weird space right now, especially with the nerfs to normal typing, right? All your rollout users got nerfed, so there's generally less normal typings in the meta. So maybe you don't even need this move as much right now, but if the meta switches, maybe you will. So just some thoughts on the move. Anyways, keeping it quick for my only video on Saturday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.